Good morning. On today's episode of What the F Were They Thinking, I'm your host, Richard Passo. If you don't know about me, I'm a master technician for Ford. I've worked for International, I've worked for Peterbilt, I have worked for industrial welding companies as well as refrigeration companies, and I spent some time in the military. When I first experienced my run-in with the 2001 all the way down to like the 94 Dodge Ram 5.2 liter and 5.9 liter oil consumption, it took me a while to figure out exactly what was going on until I ran across a post online and a guy said, you know, they got a Mopar update kit for the intake manifold on that thing. I said, what are you talking about? What importance is that to me? I'm not looking to mod the Dodge Ram. The guy said, no, what I'm saying is there's a paper gasket on a pan. There's a flat sheet metal thickness pan underneath that intake manifold, and there's a paper gasket that they run around it, and it blows out under flexation and like a load, vacuum, and then no vacuum. It'll blow out that gasket around the bottom of the intake manifold. It sits down in the valley where all the oil and stuff is getting sloshed around, and when it sucks in that paper gasket and blows it out in one of the corners or in the middle of one of the long runs, it'll start sucking in oil and putting it back into your cylinders. I'm thinking to myself, what the hell kind of stupid ass design is that? Why would you put a bunch of bolts underneath an intake manifold knowing damn well you're never going to do anything in that intake manifold and put a gasket down there? Maybe there's a purpose for it, but it seems kind of stupid and a waste of money to machine something when you could have put a flat surface bottom on it and basically put a good intake manifold in that truck without compromising it to the extent that Dodge did from 94 to 2001. It makes no sense. You'd never go in the bottom of that intake manifold for anything, so why would you put an extra panel down there with a series of bolts to get inside it? It doesn't make any sense. At that point, if you're pulling the intake manifold, you may as well replace it anyway. What would the purpose of that panel serve? It makes zero sense. That's like a woman that's on their period that knows they're a heavy bleeder going and getting the lightest tampon that they could possibly find. Makes no sense. Makes zero sense. You set yourself up for failure by doing that, right? It'd make for a messy ass day. Why would Dodge do that? Why would they take a paper gasket with no ribbing, no backing, no support, no nothing, and throw it inside an intake manifold knowing it's going to be exposed to a valley of nothing but moisture and oil? Makes zero sense. But they did. And there's a company out, Washington, Illinois had a Mopar company that made a lot of update stuff, and they would give you a billet style plate. It's like a 1/4-inch plate, and you'd pull your intake manifold, you'd pull that old gasket, everything out of there, you clean the surface up real good, and then they give you a metal gasket with rubber lining around it, and then a aluminum plate with new. Well, you reuse the old bolts, I think. Or maybe they do give you new bolts. It's been a while since I did it. I did it on my 98 Dodge Ram. I did it on my 95 Dodge Ram. Yeah, my 95 Dodge Ram. I updated the intake manifold. It was like $140 for the kit, and then you put new bolts in. You put a new plate. You actually put a metal rubber gasket in, and you updated everything so this never happened again. And then all of a sudden, my oil consumption stopped. It's a notorious problem that Dodge has, and a lot of owners, they're losing oil and they think, oh, it's just an old engine. No, your engine's probably still in really good shape. It's just the fact that it's a piss poor design on the 5.2 liter and 5.9 liters, and it happens to almost every single one of them. Every couple weeks, every month or something like that, you go through a quart of oil and you're like, what the hell, man? And then you see on startups, every once in a while you get a little smoke coming out of the tailpipe. Yeah, that intake manifold gasket is blown out. It needs to be replaced. It's about a 4-hour, 5-hour job if you're on your shit. You got to pull all the shit off the center of the intake. Then you got to unbolt the center of the intake. You're gonna get it cooling all over the place. Then you're gonna get down inside. When you pull the intake manifold, you're gonna get down inside that valley, and You're going to clean everything up as much as you can. Pull that intake manifold off. Flip it upside down. Maybe use the bed of the truck. You can do all your work right there, and it's like $140 for the update kit. Hughes Engine has the Mopar update kit, so I'll leave a couple pictures here to show you about that, but it's kind of like my story on what the fuck were they thinking when they did this. It makes no damn sense. Thanks, guys. Until next time with another episode of What the F Were They Thinking?